you've been playing guitar since you were 13, 14,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
You play every day.
Yes.
You have a quote. There happens to be a new book as well. It's called Randy Bachman, Tales from Beyond the Tap. What the hell is the tap?
I have a weekly radio show on CBC Radio called Randy's Vinyl Tap. I play on my old vinyl, 2 hours, and tell my own stories. Just like I will tell you my own stories when you ask me about certain songs I've written.
One of the best storytellers there is in all of rock and roll. But one of the quotes in here that blew me away said, if someone would ask you if you weren't a successful musician, what would you be?
An unsuccessful musician. I'd be a musician. As long as I can remember, I was a musician.
Yes.
I started classical violin when I was 5. The first day of school, the teacher said to me, would asking the whole class, what's your name and what does your daddy do and what do you want to be when you grow up? And you say, my name's Joe Benson, my dad's a mechanic, I want to be a Mountie or a cop or whatever. So she gets to me and I say, my name's Randy Bachman, my father's an optician, he did eyeglasses, and I'm a musician. And she said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I'm a musician. And she said, yes, but what do you want to be when you grow up? So I lived a block and a half from the school. I ran home the first day of school, crying. My mother's doing the laundry. She goes, is school out already? I said, no, I don't want to go back. I quit. She says, you can't quit. You're in grade 1. You got another 12 years of this. What's wrong? I said, I keep answering the question, and it's wrong. And I'm sobbing. Like, the kids are now making fun of me in the class. So she goes back and she tells the teacher, I am a musician. I've been goofing around, but I'm playing classical violin at the age of 5. And I've been a musician as long as I can remember.
Love the story behind this as well. You've played with virtually every guitarist there is, either as a member of the Guess Who on stage at various concerts or BTO, which is a huge, huge band.
Right.
And when it came to the putting this one together, Kevin Shirley, the famous producers, Iron Maiden and many other people as well, you had him available for 5 days.
5 days.
And your old friend Neil Young, you've known Neil since you both were...
Since those years in Winnipeg, 13, 14, 15.
What did Neil tell you about recording another album?
If you get a chance, don't do the same old RB stuff and have a continuum. Do something new, exciting, scare yourself, shock yourself, and you might shock and scare other people into listening to it, because we get pretty boring after a while. And when you produce yourself, you get up in the morning, you sing or play with your band, you go, I'm fabulous, I'm great, you have dinner, you watch Law & Order, you go to bed.
Yeah.
He said, you need a guy to push you past the stop sign, to push you down roads that you've never gone to before. When I called Kevin Shirley, he said, I'm booked for the next 3 years, but I have a couple of vacation days. I'll give you I've got a week. I'll fly in for a day, we'll meet the band, we'll record for 4 days, I've got to fly back. He flew into Toronto to Metalworks Studio. I got together a band I'd never played with before, a female on drums who played like Keith Moon, a bass player who played like John Entwistle, and I went, wow, I'm doing an album of late 60s blues. I look at your garage here, there's posters of Hendrix and Cream. That's what we did. The Who, Hendrix, Cream, Zeppelin. We went for that trio of power trio. We did each song in 2 or 3 takes. It was amazing. I thought Kevin got amazing stuff out of me and the girls to pull us together as a band and get us to gel, because when you hear it, it sounds like we've been playing together for years, and it was basically minutes. And then invited Joe Bonamassa to play a solo, and I went, ka-ching, I'll ask Neil, I'll call Jeff Healey's widow, got a track from Jeff Healey that he and I recorded live a few years before he passed away, put that on the album, played Frampton's Guitar Circus here in LA in August, got Frampton, Robert Randolph to play on it, so we had this incredible album with all these guitar players on.
This is stunning, and also let's make the point here, folks. He's been recording and making music since the mid-'60s. This is the first time you've worked with 2 females in the band, for one thing. Not that we weren't going to look at you, anyway. And
no, people say, well, how did you get a new look? I said, I got the girls.
You got the girls.
How'd you get a new sound? I got the girls. You know?
And you're working with a producer for the first time in 30, 40 years, something.
Well, Neil said it made a difference with him when he worked with Daniel Lanois. Because he produced, when you have your own studio, you have an engineer, you just get up and here's what I want to do today. I wrote this song last night. Whether it's good or bad, you love it because you're you love yourself, right? And so to get another guy to say, that ain't that good, try this, try that, it really made a difference.